Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, June 29. All 20 leaders are confirmed to attend the 39th regular meeting of CARICOM Heads of Government next week. Prime Minister Andrew Holness will chair the two-day CARICOM conference, which is scheduled to start on Wednesday at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James. Mr. Holness assumes chairmanship of the conference on July 1. The leaders will use the forum to discuss the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy CSME, among other things. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says they will discuss the pause that was placed on the CSME establishment in 2005 and 2010.
We want to know if this should be a continued way forward. Our view is that it might be better for us to focus on the market, on the single market, which addresses matters of movement of people, movement of goods, movement of capital, and movement of services. If we focus on those areas, that perhaps we will be more successful in ensuring that the realities inure to the benefit of our respective peoples.
The Foreign Affairs Minister was speaking at a press briefing on Thursday. More than 100 foreign officials are expected to be in attendance at next week's CARICOM conference. Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, is reporting that the recently held Jamaica Investment Forum, JIF, was a success and created opportunities for sound investment projects. JAMPRO's manager for sales and promotions, Ricardo Durant, says the main areas of interest by the investors were logistics, energy, and tourism.
We are seeing interest in cybersecurity, which is a direct result of the work that we have been doing in the BPO sector and, of course, our IT infrastructure.
Mr. Durant was providing an update on the recently concluded investment forum at a JIS think tank session on Tuesday. He says that with the strong leads and deep interest, the next step is to work with the potential investors to ensure that the investments are landed effectively.
We estimate that combined, these investors are managing funds of over $100 billion. That's significant. And if we can get those projects landed in Jamaica, you can see the effect that it will have on our GDP growth, our employment, and all the things that we want to achieve in Jamaica.
The Ministry of Education is directing high schools to keep the cost of registration packages between $1,000 and $5,200. Under this arrangement, the government is absorbing the costs for core operations at the secondary level. The ministry has also advised that there should be no increase in parent contribution for the upcoming 2018-2019 academic year, and all charges for registration packages must first be approved by the ministry. Board chairmen are told to ensure that school administrators follow these directives in order to ensure that no child is denied access to schools in the new year. Regional education officers are to provide support and ensure there is no deviation from the ministry's policy position. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry is also reminding principals and administrators that there is no cost for registration at the primary level. Judges across the country have been trained in case flow management in an effort to effectively improve the timely delivery of justice in the court system. The training was facilitated by the Justice Ministry and conducted recently by representatives from the National Center for States Courts in the United States. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says it represents the government's desire to advance the local judiciary system to first world status.
This minister and this government is committed to providing the additional resources so that the independence of the judiciary is complete. I will be engaged with the cabinet that process to bring the facilities, bring the infrastructure up to first world standard, that it starts now.
Statistics from the local parish and Supreme Courts show that case flow management is one of the most effective ways of reducing the backlog before the courts. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is assuring the entertainment industry that the restrictions imposed by curfews and closing times under the state of emergency will be reviewed. Mr. Holness also says the National Security Council is reviewing the application of extraordinary powers under the state of emergency. He says that while some rights are suspended, freedom of movement will be applied as the conditions improve. The Prime Minister says he is much aware of specific concerns about this year's staging of Sumfest, which is being held in St. James, where one of the two enhanced security measures is imposed.
I wouldn't want in any way that the creative industries are affected by the imposition of a state of emergency. If we can find an accommodation, I will take a second look at it, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Holness says consideration is being given to that and any potential impact of commerce in North St. Catherine, where the other state of emergency is imposed. He was responding to questions in Parliament on Tuesday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.